largest nickel producer in the world.
Nickel mining operations
Now, nickel is used.
Hello everyone, today me and my team will discussing our research entitled Weak Law Enforcement in its Improvement for the Nickel Mining Sector in Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the world's largest nickel producer, which plays a vital role in the national development and the global electric vehicle supply chains. However, despite these economic benefits, serious environmental and legal issues arise. Many companies abandon mining sites without adequate reclamation, resulting in air pollution, deforestation, and disruption to community life. Therefore, this research seeks to understand why strong regulation have not been able to protect the environment and how weak law enforcement impact people and nature.
Hello, I'm Clarissa, and I will explain the methods we use in our research. We focused on the main approaches. First, we took a statutory approach, which means we looked at the existing laws and regulations related to post-mining obligations and environmental responsibility. Second, we used the expert interview method. We spoke with alumni in environmental law who has years of experience in field research of mining regulation. Through this interview, we aim to understand the gap between written law and actual practice. From these methods, we gathered both legal data and practical insights to analyze the main causes of weak law enforcement in Indonesia is nickel sector. The data we gathered from the interview method showed that the main reason companies struggle with reclamation is Law of the Republic in Indonesia number 4 of 2009 concerning mineral and coal mining. There are presidential and government rules about post-mining reclamation. Are these working? The answer is no. Regulatory enforcement is still very weak because the regulations are not strong enough.
Bagaimana kondisi penegakan hukum pasca tambang di Indonesia dan apa faktor utama yang membuat banyak perusahaan tidak melakukan reklamasi dengan benar?
Soal penegakan hukum di sektor pertambangan itu adalah di pertambangan mineral dan batu bara karena dia diselenggarakan oleh masyarakat juga bisa diselenggarakan oleh badan usaha. Nah, jadi kalau dalam konteks penegakan hukum mana yang bisa ditegakkan, semuanya itu bisa, baik izin usaha pertambangan khusus maupun izin pertambangan rakyat. Itu penegakan hukum itu harus berdasarkan apa yang tertulis dalam peraturan perundang-undangan. Gitu. Terus yang kedua itu soal pengawasan. Pengawasan ini sebetulnya bisa dilakukan oleh pemerintah sendiri. Aparat penegak hukum juga bisa dilakukan oleh masyarakat.
So the next one will be the conclusion of the interview. For the first question, the answer is post-mining enforcement is still weak. The rules exist, but they are not applied consistently. Overlapping authorities, limited monitoring, and rarely used sanctions let company ignore reclamation duties. Abandoned pits in Papua, West Papua, and Kalimantan show how poor oversight lets violation continue. For the second question, the answer is both stages causes damage during operations. Loose supervision leads to pollution and forest loss. After mining ends, unreclaimed lands leaves long-term risk like contaminated water and dangerous pits. Cases in Tumpang Pitu, Papua, and coal areas show the harms grows when sites are left unrestored. For the third question, the answer is yes. The law has not kept up with the real conditions while regulation exists. They are incomplete, overlap across institutions, and lack clear responsibility. This weakness reduces enforcement and leaves community exposed to ongoing environmental impacts. That's all from us. Thank you.